I'm gonna take my time. Please take your time with this.
All the best people are crazy. All the best people are.
What's up, crazies? My name's Jessie, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm a digital intermediate engineer, also known as a conforming artist, who spent the last couple of years working in film post-production and who can tell you a lot about how movies are made and what to notice while watching them. Breaking news, guys. Have you heard? Heartstopper is getting a movie. Usually I would post a song on my second channel today, but because this news was so fresh and so new, I had to make an exception. We have to talk about this ASAP. On April 22nd, Netflix announced that the final installment of the Heartstopper series will be finalized in a movie. Here is what we know so far. Taken directly from the interview that Alice Oseman, the creator of Heartstopper, did with Tadam, the movie will wrap up Nick and Charlie's journey. With Nick preparing to leave for university and Charlie finding new independence at school, the reality of a long-distance relationship begins to weigh on them. Doubts take hold and their relationship faces its biggest challenge yet. Meanwhile, Nick and Charlie's friends are also navigating the ups and downs of love and friendship, confronting the bittersweet challenges of growing up and moving on. So, the movie is supposed to explore what happens to teenage love as it transitions into adulthood, from teen love to romance, from past to future. Is Nick and Charlie's love a forever love? The movie shall be, quote, an exploration of time, memory, love, pain, the changing of the seasons, endings and beginnings, and the core element of Heartstopper, the ordinary magic of our everyday lives. The filming of the movie is supposed to start this summer, and Alice Oseman has said in the interview that they are still working on the script and are fully in the pre-production stage. They also said that they hope to finish volume 6 of the Heartstopper comics by the end of this year, and this 6th installment of the Heartstopper comic is supposed to release before the movie. Now, if you've seen my Bridgerton video where I talk about every single step that has to be done in order to make a high-end Netflix production, you know how long these take to make. If they start filming in the summer, we can expect a release earliest by the end of next year. A Netflix production usually is released at its earliest at least a year after the last day of shooting. Often, it is also normal to have 2 years after the shooting until the release. This all depends on the size of the project and the amount of work that needs to be done in order to finalize it. The time spent on production and post-production also depends on the budget. Another thing that we know is that the actors playing Charlie and Nick, Joe Locke and Kit Connor, are also going to be executive producers on this movie. Now, what are executive producers? What do they do? An executive producer oversees the financial, managerial, and creative aspects of a film, ensuring it stays on budget and aligns with the overall vision of the project. They often secure funding, hire key personnel, and make high-level decisions, but are usually less involved in day-to-day tasks of the production, meaning they are not directors or writers, but do have more of a say in some creative decisions, and Alice has said that they are excited to work with Kit and Joe on solving the creative and logistical problems that always arise throughout production. So all of this sounds promising, but here are my concerns as someone who has worked on many Netflix projects and knows how these high-end productions work. Something I've always loved about Heartstopper is the pacing. Things have never felt rushed. Characters' developments and plot lines have always made sense and have always been given the perfect amount of space to prosper and develop. With a movie, this could become tricky. If it was only about Nick and Charlie, like in the comics, this could work. But since the series adaptation of Heartstopper also has so many other side characters who are very important and also deserve a proper send-off, I fear important storylines or character developments might be rushed, shortened, or even cut out entirely for the sake of time. One of the big reasons Heartstopper works is because they always take their time exploring important sides of different topics, like coming out. In season 1, Nick takes the entire season to come out to himself. Then in season 2, it takes him the entire season to come out to his friends. And because they took their time with this, showed his struggles, fears and doubts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, this was a beautiful representation of what it is often like when somebody comes out in real life. In a movie, there is just less time to give to any specific topic. It either has to be about one single thing or a few that are not discussed in major detail. My concern is that because of the lesser time, there will be less space made for the vision Alice has for this project. They want to show the transition of teenage love to adult love and all the ups and downs that come with a long-distance relationship and figuring out one's future in adolescent years. But will they be able to achieve all of this, plus potential stories of the side characters, in just 90 minutes? Or 120 if we're lucky, but I doubt that they will get greenlit for a 2-hour movie. And what if they really do focus on mainly Nick and Charlie? What happens to all of our important side characters that we've grown to love and are invested in their stories? Like Imogen, for example. She's not even in the comics. She was invented for this series. There were hints in season 3 of her discovering a queer side of her. Will we get a continuation of or conclusion to that? Or will it be dismissed because there is no time to truly explore this potential side of hers? What about Tori's entire storyline as Solitaire? This is also in the same universe. Will we see more of that added, or will it only be focused on Nick and Charlie? And if so, would that do Tori's character justice or deprive her of the space she would deserve in the spotlight? I just fear with less time, there will be less closure for us and all the other characters. Our generation is used to getting things now and as soon as possible. I have seen so many people complaining online about why, oh why, our show's only 8 episodes now. Back in the day, they released 20-episode shows every single year. Well, have you seen the production standard of those old shows? Even with its flaws, Heartstopper has a pretty high production standard when it comes to set design, cinematography, camera work, lighting, color grading, you name it, etc., etc. When you compare it to a show like Pretty Little Liars, which is also a teen drama which aired in the early 2010s, PLL can go home. They didn't even do simple retouches back then when the crew was visible in their reflection, and the camera movement and cinematography was not as thought through as it is in Heartstopper. They used and reused sets that were already built and used for other shows like The Mentalist or Gilmore Girls. So to summarize, it did not need as much planning, producing, and executing as Heartstopper did. And to the people who are impatient, relax. Take it easy and give them time. You want something great, no? Or is it just me? Well, great things take time. Let them take that time, so the end product will be even more satisfying for us. Besides the fanbase possibly demanding a movie as soon as possible, we also know that Netflix likes to cancel things that take too long or don't perform exceedingly well. Like when they canceled Dead Boy Detectives or Shadow and Bone for seemingly no reason. These shows were great and they had loyal, dedicated, invested fan bases, and still they were cancelled. There is a lot of pressure from Netflix, and working with them, I know that there are a lot of rules you have to follow, very professional, high standard things that you have to achieve in order to be able to work with them. Depending on the project, they might even also have final say in a lot of things, even including the budget or when deadlines are to finish things. And sometimes these deadlines are hard to make, and so corners are cut, and things that would actually take more time to make them right are rushed to meet that deadline that Netflix put fix into the calendar. And this is actually my theory on the technical flaws that we have in season 3 of Heartstopper. This is how they happened, I think. Whoever was responsible for the technical oversight of Heartstopper season 3 either did not care enough to make it right or ran out of time. I've mentioned what my concerns are. Now I want to focus on my personal hopes for this movie. I wouldn't mind if it would take 2 or even 3 years until this movie is released.
You're joking.
Because I know that in this industry, more time equals a higher quality end product. And we deserve the best. If you've seen my many videos about Heartstopper Season 3, you know how frustrated I was when I realized how bad some of the aspects of the post-production were. Simple VFX shots like sky replacement or a green screen scene were done really poorly, felt half-heartedly made, rushed, and thus gave the impression that there might have been a pressure for time. And so corners were cut when only a few weeks or months of more work would have easily fixed those issues. But they did not take their time, instead delivered us an end product with pixel mistakes on Netflix that they had to patch after the release. From a professional standard, this is like the absolute no-go. It's already bad when after a QC, Netflix QCs it and then finds a mistake that you didn't see as the post house. But when it is uploaded and released to Netflix and then there are mistakes there that they have to fix after the release, that is a complete professional failure.
You failed.
That's like the most embarrassing thing to happen for whoever did the post-production. How did this happen? How did they let this happen? I do not want any of this for the movie. I want this movie to be perfect. They already have said that this movie is a high-end production and they have the budget for one, so I will expect exactly that. Of course, I do not expect like the Rings of Power or the Wheel of Time Season 3 level of visual effects. No, that would completely be too much. But I would expect there to be simple things like sky replacements that look good and don't immediately send me into a rage because they were done poorly. I just expect them to be properly made, fitting into the entire project. That's what I want. And when we look at the older 2 seasons, we know that they are capable of making something flawless. I have watched them at least 10 times and have not found one single mistake. Technical mistake. Maybe there are some continuity mistakes, those always easily happen, but like technically, I to this day cannot find a single one. And so we know they're capable of doing that, of delivering flawless perfection. And that's what I want for this movie. Heartstopper's aesthetic is warm, cozy, and comfy. It feels like a warm hug. And that's the feeling I am hoping to get from this movie too. In conclusion, I just want them to take their time. Better to make it right than rushed. As a huge fan of the series, I am willing to wait because I'd rather have something great that takes a few years than something rushed just to have it done and have it now. I hope this movie will do Nick and Charlie's journey justice. They deserve the biggest, most beautiful send-off as we all close the last chapter of their wonderful story together. They deserve it, we deserve it. For many of us, Heartstopper means so much to us. It's brought us joy in a time of sorrow. It's helped us navigate our own struggles. It's made us feel seen and understood, and has brought together an amazing community and fan base. Plus, it made the right people famous. Just look at where Kit Connor and Joe Locke are now. Like, hello? Broadway? Marvel? This was meant to be. Heartstopper truly is unique and special, and even though I will wait patiently for the finale, I am truly excited for it to arrive. I love these characters and the storyline so much, and they will forever hold a very special place in my heart. Stopper. Ah. So, when the movie comes out, I hope it will be the most satisfying end to a most endearing story. Thank you guys so much for watching. What are your thoughts on the Heartstopper movie? Are you excited? Are you critical? Let me know everything in the comments down below. I can't wait to discuss them with you and hear your opinions. If there are any news, I will come back here if there's any updates. I will sit back down and talk about it with you guys. Next week, we will finish Heartstopper Season 3 with a reaction to the final episode, Episode 8. So you have one last Heartstopper video to look forward to. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, but also to my second channel, Jessie Grace, where I'm starting out as an indie musician. Turn on notifications to never miss an upload and all the amazing content coming your way. Stay crazy. See you next week. Bye!
I like Charlie Spring in a romantic way, not just a friend way.
What? I never thought this would happen to me.
This is great. Why did I turn Scottish?